I am Dory Jo Stowell with Prairie Scraps, and I'm here on YouTube and Facebook today. It is the morning, which is different for me. Usually I come on in the evenings, but Thursday nights have been kind of crazy, and I've been late getting ready. So, playing band on Thursday nights, and so it's kind of crazy. So here we are. We are going to do a little trash to treasure today, and so hopefully some of y'all come in and say hello. I sent out the messages. If you're not on my messages, I have a text, I have email, I also do a messenger. So anyway, if you say text if you want a text or a message. Oh my gosh, that is totally like I have closed caption on YouTube, and it's hi Kimberly. It's distracting me because I can see everything I say up in letters. It's kind of funny. So I've been going back and forth. I know what I want to use for a transfer, but I couldn't decide which one to do. And so I have a couple of frames here that I actually, hello Debbie, good to see you, and Pam, good to see you. I have a couple of frames that I have out that I've gotten recently since spring, I guess, at thrift sales or thrift stores around the way. I've been kind of looking for them to redo, and then they've been just sitting in a pile. So I've been obsessing about it. Like, I need to get on these. I need to get the pile. They're on my doorway. So I'm just going to wash this off really quick. This is the frame we're going to use. And actually, there were two of them. I don't know if it's a real painting. It looks very real. I don't know if you can see that signature there. Let me show you. See that signature? CL Wood. I have a feeling it's something local because I did get it locally. This was $3. There was a set of two. I had it out and then I shoved it away. Because the other frame I had, I was all ready to do it and then decided, oh goodness, it's too contemporary. So this is the other one. Obviously, it's a set of two little leopards, lions, not my style, and the frame is pretty beaten up a little bit here. This was also $3. This was kind of a spend for me because I don't find it to be but it is real wood. So that was where my hello from Olympia. Are you guys in smoke? I know they're like kind of cool, but not quite my style. They're definitely rustic. So I was thinking about painting the frame. Don't shoot me. And I'm going to paint over the lovely lion, leopard. I don't know what it is. So, but first we've got to break in, right? First we have to get there's little, I don't know, nails or something. I maybe should have brought a hammer. All I have are pliers, and I'm going to hurt myself. And these don't have glass in them at all. So that's going to be the other, I don't know what you would call it, thing this one's up a little. It's easier if they're up a little. Boy, these do not have like heads on them, these little nails. Let me get you down a little so you can see what I'm doing. So we're just going to chat and see how far we get with this little project of mine. It is a nicely made, it kind of reminds me of like a homemade frame of some sort. Somebody really put some work into this because they're mitered corners. So I can appreciate that for sure. Yeah, they are kind of cool. So we might do some, I don't know, sand away for sure on it. Just make it a little more updated, I guess. I'm trying to get these, some of them come up. The second one I tried didn't come up. So I'm not strong enough for this stuff. I'm telling you, I am wimpy. So I got home Tuesday morning from doing home health care and so exhausted. My back like snapped out that night. Tuesday night, and my back is hurting. Now it's just down to like certain positions. Like when I try to roll from one side to the other in the middle of the night, that's not working for me. So anyway, but I feel better today because I got a good night's sleep. I think more than I did the first night. I don't know. I think I just like physically am having reactions to the stress of doing it. Does that make sense? I feel bad, but that's just where I'm at. So, and then I came home to a trashed house too. These almost look like wires. These, like, I don't know what they are. They're not normal. Ouch. Pinch my finger. They're not normal nails. So I suppose I could take them out and then put something back in, but that would mean more tools. Not for me. So anyway, I don't know. Do you guys think that $3 for an old frame that you're going to have to totally redo, is that too much? Would you pay $3? Or do you think that's a great deal? I've been kind of looking for some frames, and boy, I don't know, our little place, they seem to have popped up to like $7 a frame. So I was thinking that $3 wasn't so bad, just based on that. Let's see if I can get this out now. I should have started earlier. Oh well, that's the way it is. This is it. This is the real life. I'm not editing whatsoever. No editing on this particular video. I'm just working as we go. That one looks like it might come out. It sure did. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not really sure. It almost looks like, I don't know what that is. I've never seen that used for, it's not really a nail. It looks like really stiff wire of some sort. Like almost guitar wire. I guess I'll take out more since I'm getting them. Maybe that'll be easier. I'll just have my husband put some, he'll love me. He doesn't like doing my project. I think he's tired of doing my projects sometimes. Thank you so much, Tarina. Good to see you this morning. I started watching your video this morning and I think I got distracted. So anyway, so here's what we got. It does have a texture. It is very smooth. I plan on totally painting over the top of this. I'm going to give it a base coat first and then go over that maybe with some color or some pattern. I don't even know. I don't know where we're going to land with this today. But I'm going to start with just some general chalk paint here. I think I am. Black would be easier, wouldn't it? But I think I want to do white, like a white background. Okay, here we go. I'm going to just use some Waverly here. Can I get it out? It's getting so deep down there that I might just pour it out here and get it on here. Oops. That's not good. I've got a lot of my paintbrushes are starting to fall apart. Do you guys have that happen? I'm just gonna see if I can crimp it on there. Go around it with the pliers. Ouch, I crimped my finger. Does that count? Crafting is like a dangerous endeavor. Okay, that seems like it's gonna hold. Otherwise, I was thinking about taking, ooh, that got thick. I don't know why. I was thinking about taking, what's I thinking? Hello?
Just checking the check.
Okay. How's it going?
You can hear this AC on it. It's at 120. You need to get to 165. So
You can't, oh, you can't hear the AC on?
No, so I didn't know you were in here. So I worked through the whole house looking for you.
Oh,
like,
geez.
Where is she? Because I know you're hurt. I'm like,
I fell.
You scared me, Dory. I was looking all over for you.
I've fallen and I can't get up. I know. I'm feeling pretty good. I'll probably not be feeling good after sitting on this chair.
You look better.
It's not really made for back aches.
Okay. I'm going back to work.
I had a thought going and I forgot it before you opened the door, actually.
Talk about what?
Oh, I was going to take, all my brushes are falling apart. The heads are falling off. So I thought about taking my glue gun to it. That's what I was going to do. Could try, see if that works.
Yep.
All right, so I'm just trying to get a base coat onto this cardboard. It's kind of bent, so it's not going to be very cooperative. What do you think? What color do you think I should do the frame? Should I do it black? I'm kind of just thinking plain black and white. Is that too neutral? I'm going to do colors, I promise. We're going to do the market transfer. Hey, Karen, good to see you. This is some thick Waverly chalk paste. It's not paste. I shouldn't say that. Chalk paint, they call it, but it is an acrylic. I don't know if you've ever read the jar. I love it. I'm not knocking it, but it's, ooh, that's still showing. We're gonna be a few coats in here, I think. It's just gonna be what it is. That's what happens sometimes when you, this is why a lot of times I prefer to try to find things where I don't have to like change the surface at all. But yeah, I was thinking I have a couple of like different brushes where the tip, you know, the between the metal and the wood has come apart, and I was wondering if my glue gun would rectify that by glue gunning it. So the nice thing though about this chalk paint is that it's a little thicker. It's got a little bit of kind of texture that goes down into it, since this was kind of a textured. I'm gonna spray right into my bottle, get a little water everywhere. No worries. Oh, good. Hey, Shelly, good to see you. I almost said Sheila. Clearly I'm blind today. If you are on, make sure that you say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. I am in sunny, sort of sunny, overcast. It feels overcast because we have fires going. I haven't heard if they're resolved or not. My daughter-in-law's family farm was kind of like 2 roads over from the fires, so we're praying for them to be, you know, their level 2 evacuation. I don't know what that really means. I guess I've never been truly evacuated. I live in an area where everybody else has been. I hope that doesn't like get us into an evacuation situation because I talk about it, but anyway, they don't have animals, which is, I guess, good in a sense because they don't have to evacuate their animals. But it did, I think, affect some of their families' crops. They lost a few crops, and it looked like they were able to get some of their crops out by harvesting them. So it looked like the pictures I saw, it was like it's perfect time for getting the wheat out, I think. So kind of scary time. You always hear about the fires like in Canada, and you hear about the fires in the Midwest, and you hear about them in California, and then not so much Idaho. We're not very populated, so it's hardly ever like a jeopardy on human life. So I think that's why you never hear about it. But it is tragic because when it does affect people's private property or even the woods, nobody wants to lose our national forests because we're surrounded by national forests here. And all right, so I'm gonna quit putzing with this and let this sit for a hot minute, I think. All right, I'm gonna set this aside. Put some more water in there, let that set up. If you're getting low on your paints, you know, because of all the air in the jar, they do get like kind of dry. If they're water based, you can just add a little bit of distilled water and leave it sit, and it usually comes on. Okay, just trying to find a place to set this to dry without getting everything painted, because that, like I said, that is acrylic paint that Waverly, and so it is permanent, technically. Hi, Tiffany. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Maybe this morning time is working out better. I can get stuff done. And then, school's going to start, so it'll be all different then. All right, so on to the frame. Oof. I am covered. We're messy already. Oh, good. I was looking for that vanilla. Couldn't find it. All right, on to a different Waverly paint. This one is called Ink. It also is that chalk kind. It's matte. It's acrylic. Find me a brush. See, that one's loose too. I don't know if it's the weather. It could be the weather, actually, because we've had rain up until now, and now we're in our dry season, very dry season. It goes really quickly because nothing we don't get rain usually from here on out. Although we got little sprinkles yesterday, which was very odd. Very odd. Oh my gosh. They're like all off. What in the world? So I think because it's so dry here, what happens is the wood dries out. Like all my chairs, my wood chairs, they're all falling apart right now too. And it's like, girls, don't sit on them if you're seeing that one's not fixable. Like I said, I was thinking nope, that didn't help me either. I do have some super glue maybe, because they're perfectly good brushes, but they're like falling apart. Maybe I'll just use this cheapie. All right, I'm gonna turn this over, work on the right side, so you can see this is kind of a, let me put you down a little bit. It's a kind of a hammered type frame. I always like to spray into my lids or on my surface, but this is a weird surface, so I don't know where this brush came from. It's a cheap like house painting brush. I probably don't recommend it, but it might do the job. So we're just gonna get this. There are probably better ways to do this, but sometimes you just do what you gotta do. I do love the color of this ink, and I'm going to dab into those recesses and just get it done. I haven't totally figured out what I'm going to do with this. I had thought about doing some of the Dixie Belle Sea Spray on it and just doing some texture and really going for a more rustic look. But we'll see. This might be, at least the frame might be multiple session work on, but you're going to at least get an idea of what we're going to do. You see, I wore my black shirt today. I don't plan on getting it on, but you just never know. I didn't wear one of my whites. How's my garden doing? Oh, goodness. Usually by this time, like, it's so dry out there now. It's just like a battle of the weeds are stuck. They are stuck good. So weeding season is pretty over unless you water it and then weed it right away, because we're in the dry season. Usually our dry season does start pretty quickly after March, and then it goes till like November. We just don't get rain here. It's not desert, but it's feeling like desert these days. It's been so hot. We have kind of mild temperatures usually, so it's not too bad. But it does, about August, you feel like, oh my gosh, everything is dusty and dirty. Please just rain a little, but it doesn't until October, November. It's just one of those things. But yeah, so it's the game of watering. You got to water the beds. That's why I like the perennials, because they'll generally, even if they kind of dry up and look bad, it's just a matter of like, how bad do you want to let them go? That's what my watering system is. My husband will leave all the flower, all my hosta beds and everything. He'll leave those dry up like no other. he pretty much lets the lawn dry up, which if it were up to me and water was free, I'd be watering everything every day, all day. Just because I like the greenness, I like the freshness of it. But we have to be practical. A little more practical than that anyway. Yeah, I don't know what they used. They must have just like used a chain or something on this frame to make all these. These are some pretty deep indentions in this wood. So we'll see if we keep it. Am I getting that side? I sort of see it on my video. Nothing like painting. I'll put my hair into it. That would be funny, sort of. All right, so I've got two sides. Well, no, I don't have this side at all. Try not to touch it so I'm not black all over. So other than that, we've got lots of flowers going though. The lilies are going. I've noticed I don't have very many lilies. I did a lot of irises. Irises are kind of taken over now. Those are done. Irises are. And then my husband has kind of taken over doing the veggies, but I think I'm going to have to do the starts next year because I don't know. I did better with the starts last year, and it may be the weather, who knows, or it could be him. I'm a little more vigilant about it. I like go water it every single day. I pay attention. He's more of a every other day kind of person. He's not so. In fact, I was like, when are you putting the tomato cages on? The tomatoes. And he was like, I'll get them on. I'm like, you're going to break all the tomatoes off, all the tomato plants off, putting them on. Because they're starting to be up to my waist, those tomato plants, and he still hasn't put the cages on them. I don't know. I tried. I kind of left him alone because I thought it was like he had a plan of some sort. But I think his plan is just fly by the seat of his pants. Which wouldn't surprise me. All right. Just trying to get all the spots here. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I had all kinds of, so I went right into the black in my arm. So that is how the garden's going. That being said, what did he pull out? Oh, radishes. We got a meal of radishes. Do you guys like to eat radishes? We love to eat fried radishes, fried up in butter. They taste so good. I don't know. We have one of the girls does not like to eat it that way. The rest of us do. It's sort of like a little bit, they aren't as spicy. None of us really likes to eat them spicy. So he got a load of radishes out. He pulled one beet by accident, I think, or it came up from last year, something like that. I think that's what he was saying. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And I don't know about in your area, Tarina, but radishes are usually pretty cheap, like 99 cents a bundle when you look at, when they're in the right season. So, and they're not spicy they're kind of like a sweet, crunchy vegetable. It just tastes like butter and salt, little salt and pepper on it. It's so good. So good. And healthier than, it's kind of like a potato replacement. Although I'm in Idaho, I shouldn't be steering you away from the potato consumption, but we don't eat potatoes here. We eat a lot of dairy, though. We've been doing the raw dairy. We've been doing a special diet for Bethany because she's got seizures. So they've been less, but she's still having weird times of seizures. So we are waiting to get into the neurologist right now. Again, it's been a couple years. So we're having to do the whole, why do they do that? Like, you have to go back and see, like, say, you want to see the ENT doctor or whatever, and they do a referral. You have to have a referral from another doctor. So you got to pay, $150, $175 for an office visit just to have them tell you, oh yeah, I'll give you the referral. I just think that's dumb. Oh, family farm, yes. So I think they got, I haven't heard today, but they got some of their crops out. So I think twofold, that'll probably help with the fire danger, as well as, you know, obviously they want to maintain their property. They don't want to, even if it burns once it's done. It's sort of like that's how they do weed control out here, is they burn the fields. So if it burns once you've got the crop out, it's actually kind of good for it. It gets rid of the weeds, I guess. I don't know, that's what they say. It's horrible. We have like this whole fire season in the summer when it's smoky because of the fires, and then the fall happens and we start having finally the rains and it gets a little more wet. Then they start burning all the fields, so we have smoke again. And then in the spring here, all the logging companies and the environmental whatever, the Forest Service, they always, when they do cleanup out in the forest, then they make these great big strike piles of things, and then they start burning those in the spring after the snows start to lift, or sometimes when the snow is still there. So I don't know, I think this looks kind of pretty. It does look a little like a leopard skin. I think, I don't know if you could see that, but I definitely like it better than the wood. And like I said, I'm thinking about using, I don't want to crackle it. I did a frame crackle painted with black and then white on top, and I wasn't super fan. So I'm thinking about doing the sea spray and doing some texture with it and doing that. So that might be another day, another dollar, I guess, as they say. Yeah, that referral thing is crazy. I don't know why it does that. So anyway, it sounds like, at least at this point, it was 2 roads away, which, you know, in Idaho time, that could be pretty far away. 2 roads away from their family farm, and they are definitely fighting it. Sometimes when it's in the woods, they don't fight it unless they're near a structure. So that's why you don't hear about them on the news, because it's just our forest fighting, and they'll evacuate the whole area, or evacuate, you know, the city, the town where it's at. I was really good with the black today, really good. I got it all over the place. I definitely am using the black. All right. Now I want to switch out my surfaces, see if I can grab onto this without too much. So we've got a base coat. I'll at least be able to give you an idea about what my plans are with that one. And like I said, I've got another one too I can do exactly like it. Yeah, I don't totally understand the whole. I'm thinking, since I've got most pretty good coverage on this is the insert that was in there, and I'm half inclined to do the back. The reason it does this is because it gets, when you get it wet, it does curl. But if you do both sides and the edges, it just seals the whole entire thing. So I'm tempted, but I'm not going to make you wait for that today. I can always do it later, right? If it doesn't flatten out. And it's going to go right back in the frame. So instead of using the Waverly next, I actually want to use, let's see if I can I find a brush that's going to stay together today? That's going to be the question of the day. I'm going to use, oops, I just lost my Waverly. Well, it wasn't wet enough to even leak out, so it is closed. Went back there into the abyss. I need like a little table or something back there to stop everything from falling off. I'm going to use our new vanilla to do the next coat. So I've sort of just got a base coat on here. It's fairly dry. I guess I see a wet spot. I am excited. Tomorrow, just to get a little leaky, tomorrow there's going to be some new things, so stay tuned. If you would like to know what they are, would like me to message you, just put new down below. Also, tomorrow's a big exciting day. I'm doing a class tomorrow on that ring. So you can see how different that vanilla looks. Well, I do want some water on my brush as I do this. I like to work with a wet brush because it just makes it go on smoother. To me, it doesn't really matter what paint. The only ones I probably wouldn't do a brush with or wet with is like house paint when I'm painting walls. I haven't done that. I just get a lot of paint on my brush and get it so it's moving. So we're going to use vanilla on this. Oops, I don't know what that was. Possibly sanding stuff because I may regret this because this might use a lot of vanilla. But I kind of want the softer look from the stark white. Although I do a lot of things in white, but I think I just want to do kind of a softer vanilla on here. I'm really excited about this color. Hopefully they'll put it in our permanent line. Yeah, the referral thing is sort of like, I don't know, the same thing, the same people, doctors, when they come to my husband and they want a diagnosis on their, I don't know, I don't even need a diagnosis. She has a diagnosis. I don't need, she's been to neurology before, but because it's been 2 years, she has to go get a referral. But still, it's like sometimes let's use some common sense. Like, I don't think I should have to go to a doctor to say, yeah, you need to see the ENT doctor or whatever. I think it would be nice just to be able to call and say, I would like to see the ENT doctor. Why does some insurance, and my insurance doesn't require that referral. It's the doctor's office that's requiring it. So they were like, we won't schedule because she hasn't been here for 2 years. So you have to go to your primary. Of course, we called the primary to see if we could get a referral without going to the office. And they're like, she hasn't been seen for 2 years. I'm like, seriously, she's been healthy for 2 years. There's no reason to go to the doctors. So anyway, I took her in because she had a pretty major seizure the other day. I thought, I'm just going to take her to walk in and get this referral thing started because I couldn't get in to her primary. Well, guess what? I have to go see her primary anyway, again in August. So now I'm down to 2 doctor visits plus the neurologist, which is, you know, it's going to cost a pretty penny to go to the neurologist. Hey, Monique. And we have a health savings plan. So I don't know. I guess I'm kind of more aware of, I'm picking up the black from the frame here. I may have to do this twice. And then we have to hope that I can get this to dry because I want to go. I want to go to the next step. This is why painting is not my favorite. Painting surfaces. I don't know what that is. Not my favorite thing. Oh, and that brought up black underneath. That's nice. That's going to be hard to cover. There was like a bump there, so I grabbed it up, and I'm going to do it again because I don't want bumps on it. Although I guess it would be okay. Kind of going for the rustic look anyway. So yeah, referrals. I don't know. I don't know what the equivalent in the car business would be to a referral system. Like, in order to get your oil change done, or your air filters changed, you'd have to like go and make an appointment to the mechanic for him to say, yep, you need your filters changed. I don't know. I don't know what the equivalent would be. What kind of spot going on here? I could see the white coming through. Probably be smarter just to dry it instead of keep rubbing on it. But I'm always too impatient for drying paint. Just impatient. So I don't know if you caught it the other day, but I have started on YouTube having a membership. So I'm excited about that. Oh, hello, Cassandra. Okay. Chalk takes several layers and glue guns fix everything. Oh, right. You can wrap masking tape around the handle part until it's tight. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I know. I got to save those brushes. They're nice. They're not going to be any better if I go buy any. Yeah, just jump through the hurdles, right? Same people, though, that make you do all the referrals and everything, when they come in, they don't want to pay for somebody to diagnose them in your car when your car gets diagnosed either. So that's the ironic thing about it. Like, we're stuck with it in our medical, but, you know, I get it if it takes my doctor some time to do it, but she didn't even, like, I tried very hard to tell her, like, where exactly we needed to go, what doctor, in the whole 9 yards, and then I just got a call from the receptionist. Okay, I'm trying to call the Lewiston to make this appointment with this doctor, and I'm like, it's in Boise. Sorry, you got the wrong place. I did try to tell her. Ooh, that's very wet. Yep, so it is definitely hurdles to get into the doctor. Hurdles, hurdles, and more hurdles. Imagine this, my places I kept rubbing, those are the hardest places to dry right now. This place right here, I don't know if that's water or... So it's looking pretty good with the first coat. This is actually the second coat, right? Because I did just that acrylic chalk paint on there, because it was black before with a lion on there. Yeah, there's always hurdles. And then the worst thing is when you actually get onto the specialist list to get in, when they call, they're like, oh, they're out 3 months. And, like in our case, we have to travel to Boise. That's 5 hours away for her to go to the doctor. Yeah, our insurance says the same thing, but the specialist, the neurologist, doesn't let you in because they're so packed. They're hard to get into. The thing that worked for me the last time, I got her in quicker. She actually had a pretty bad seizure and some like activity afterwards that I walked into the ER in Boise with. We were at Pinners 2 years ago. That's when she was seen, 2 years ago in April. So I walked in and I'm like, into the ER in Boise, like, we don't go here, but this is what she's having. And that's how I got in. Like the following, like 2 days later, I was able to get in, but I had to come all the way back home, get all my family back here, and then the two of us drove back to Boise and did her neurology appointment. So yeah, it was a busy week. It was a crazy week, but it got her in right away instead of having to wait. Now I'm not, it's been 2 years. I'm not as, nervous about it, but just like to make sure everything's okay. Things have kind of changed, so in what she's doing, so right. But we don't want it called a pre-existing condition at this point because we have new insurance. So, and it has been 2 years since she's been in for it, so hopefully our new place will cover it. We lost coverage on her when COVID funds ended. She was on Medicaid, and Idaho just dropped thousands of kids off of Medicaid after COVID funds ran out. Never mind, we were on it before, so it wasn't a new thing. I don't know what is going on. I've got like 2 little black spots here. I'm trying to get it covered in a quick fashion. It's not working. I think it's getting pretty, like, I don't see, dang it. I just picked up some of that black again. Ooh, that worked. That worked like an eraser. I just put water on it. Yay. That worked. Okay. I know it's not like super even. I know I could masking tape it, but I was thinking about my hot glue gun for those. I'm back to the brushes. Yeah, see, so far we haven't been on meds. We've been doing the GAPS diet, which is a crazy diet, but it's lessened them from where, but she had changed behavior. Like, she's supposed to only have them when she sleeps. And they've been happening when she's awake. So it's been kind of weird. Everything is okay after seizure activity when they are different. Yeah. So anyway, and they did nothing to check her. They took her blood pressure, she had a higher temperature, but she had been out at soccer camp when it happened. She kind of scared everybody at the soccer camp. So that's something. So anyway, I thought I'd come on this morning to do this trash to treasure since I have time, because the girls are at soccer camp and hopefully, no calls. I've been sitting at every morning at swim team just because she was having them so frequently at the swimming pool. I just wanted to be available. Maybe after this I can let her go without me. Sitting at the pool is not my favorite thing. I try to bring things to do, read a book, chat with all the other moms. It is mom time, that's for sure. So after I get this dried, I do really like this vanilla color more than the bright white. It's just softer. It's almost like an almond color. So you really can't see through. It's not the most even surface, but I think that'll just add to the character, right? That adds to the rusticness of it. All right, we're gonna get this out of here because I keep picking up black paint from that. Set that aside and let that dry. All right, we are down to just the surface. Which way do we go? Sorry about the mess in the background, but we do what we got to do. Oops, this way. All right, I am going to put some surface wax on this just to seal this. Anything, usually I say wooden wax. If you're doing wood, you do wax. In this case, it's paper. It is porous like wood is, and so we're going to do some wax. One of the things that fell back there is my little wax applicator, and I'm missing it. I really am. I'll use this. This is my waxing cloth, and a little dab will do ya for sure. This is just to keep it from grabbing on and coming off. I don't want, because I just did it. If I was smart, I would wait a whole day before we went ahead and did the next step. But who has that kind of time? When you're crafting, you got to do it. You just got to do it. Nobody wants to wait 24 hours. I'm just not that patient. I still see those couple of things in the middle, and it's going to forevermore bother me. I maybe was a little thick with the wax in this case, but just trying to get it sealed in. All right, trying to find. I usually only use this cloth when I'm doing darker colors because it's awful when you get a little black mixed in with your lighter colors. So I'm going to do a little wax off too so it comes off. The more you wipe it, the more shiny it will be. So I don't know if you can see that, but there is a little bit of sheen to it. Oh, you can see there. You can see it a little bit. Hey, Teresa. Good to see you this morning. All right. On to the real business, right? So I'm really excited about this one because this is called Harvest Market. This is one of the brand new launch that just came out. And I'm super excited about it because we've had big, fall kind of these old-fashioned signs, subway signs for the fall before. They've always been super gigantic. And this one is an 8.5 by 11 size. So we're talking, you can use this on so many different surfaces that it's just going to be more accessible, I think. And so I'm thinking about, there's carrots on this, but there's this one is available. This one has run out. It's probably going to restock. it's got different vegetables on it. So it's got the pumpkin and squash. It's got the wheat, which we're in the wheat time right now. It's got the corn on the cob and the acorn. And then the original has this carrots. So I am going to do actually everything except the carrots. Because I don't know about you guys. Do you guys think carrots are a fall thing? I know they're born. They're harvested in the fall. I wanted to say they're born in the fall, but they're born in the spring and you harvest them in the fall. So they are harvested in the fall, but to me, I think this transfer is going to totally go till spring too. So I'm going to do a little bit of fuzzing here because I want to make sure this doesn't stick too hard to our surface. Just fuzz it up. And I did wax as well. So my mom is always asking me, I don't understand the waxing. I'm like, I talk about it almost every time I wax. So watch. But you want to wax if it's a porous surface so that you can close the surface before you get it in. And this is working nice. So we're going to just do this. And I think I'm going to use the black, if I can find it. Where did it black go? I kind of keep the normal colors out here. And so we want to do this part and this part. And I'm assuming that these vegetables will fit without having to size them or move things. All right. Hopefully we'll kind of cover up those black spots too. Oofta. I'm going to I'm going to do the black because we've got a black frame so far. I was changing my mind. I was going to do brown, but black always I find black to be a little bit intimidating just because, especially on a white surface, sometimes it doesn't go well. It doesn't always go well. But we're gonna give it a shot here. Like I said, we're gonna do a little paste and peel so that it doesn't dry up in the transfer. This is a sticky back reusable transfer. And after we're done here, I will take it in. This is our chalks these are not acrylic. This is they're a water-based acrylic. At least I hope I'm using paste, right? I have used a lot of inks lately, so I was like, you never know. You never know what I did. And I do want this little Saturday 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. here, so I'm going to try to do that real quick here while I'm working on this. You just want to make sure you get any of those white areas covered because the teal areas are not going to color. So, and I'm trying not to get that carrot. Wish me luck. You guys know how I am about small spaces, fine detail. And it is a little more, I don't know what you would say, difficult to do because this thing is moving. All right, I think we got it all. And you take off any extra, put it back in the jar, use it next time. I can see some white. I don't know why. I'm hoping the wax isn't too much. When I see corners. Oh, goodness. We're off to a great start here. Okay. I'm just going to peel to reveal because I don't want it to dry too hard into that transfer. Anytime you see it pull up, that means that it, and yeah, see it pulled up some of the paste, even though I did all that stuff to prevent it. But this is kind of a rough looking anyway, so I didn't realize it was so rough. But now that I look at it, any of those little teal, I guess it is. So it's more rustic. It's made to look rustic. So even if it peels up a little, it's good. But isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. So even though there's spots where it looks like it peeled up, it didn't really peel up. I promise. The only spot you can see it did peel right there. That's my paste that peeled up off of it. So I guess there's a little white there. I can always take a brush, but it actually, where it peeled, it kind of looks like crackly there. That's what it looks like. That was that thick spot, remember? All right, so it probably didn't dry out completely, and that was my own bad. See, I told you, I'm not very patient dryer. All right, no carrots, no carrots, no carrots. That's my goal. And no going off. Oop, little carrot. No going off the other side. The nice thing is I do know I have a good coating of wax on there. So I'll also, because I put the wax on there, probably be able to wipe it off if I need to. It's not ideal, but I probably can. So, and the longer you leave it, sit in the transfer and dry, the more likely it is to pull up your surface too. So, especially since I didn't wait 24 hours. So risk you take, right? All right, I'm going to close this up. I don't want it to dry up on me. That's just our black velvet. And we're going to go ahead and peel to reveal. Ooh, some of the carrot area peeled up. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. And so some of this is naturally supposed to look kind of peeled back because it's rustic-ish in the transfer, but then some of it is definitely from not letting it dry completely. And that's my bad. I'm trying to do a live here and I want things to work how I want them to work. Right? But I think it's pretty cute. What do you guys think? You could see that lifted. And that's some of it too is the surface, right? It's just because I'm painting and painting and painting layer upon layer over the top. But I figured this project was enough of a rustic looking sign that it was going to work out. It's going to work out, I promise. All right. I think I'm going to just go to this next. I want to do the corn. And corn, I might have to come back and do like the finishing touches on the corn at another time. So again, it's just you'll have to pay attention. I will either record it or post pictures of the after. But what I'm going to do is lay down the corn on an outline, and then we're going to do a little bit of painting of the corn kernels. And you could do this all just in black. You could do the whole thing, do the outline and everything in black, and it's totally would look fabulous because the detail in the corn is going to look amazing. But I want to do a little bit of a watercolor trick here on this. And I'm trying to get it so it sticks but doesn't stick too much. Once you wash it, the stickiness comes back. So usually just the first or maybe the second time you have to do the fuzzing. You could do it on a clean towel or a fuzzing cloth or your t-shirt. Years and years and years I did it on t-shirt. All right, I'm just putting this on here because I don't. Oops. Got it stuck to the plastic. Maybe I'm not. All right, I want to see where I'm putting it. Thankfully, you can see through the transfer, which is nice. We're going to put that corn in there. What is the right way to go? Oh, I could do a couple of wheat on here, like off to the side. That's what I'm thinking. I wasn't even thinking about that. Okay, what do you think? Wheat? I'm thinking espresso, the brown color, could go. That's bark. Look at the difference. They're so close, but so different. I could go with, actually, I'm thinking camel might be the better color now that I'm going here. for the wheat anyway. But I'm going to use bark on the corn cob. It's going to be in the last one I look. Isn't that how it always goes? Oh my gosh, I am not. That one's a good corn color too. Why can I not find camel? I know I have like a couple of camel ones, so that's weird. Looked in both of those. Oops. Frames falling. That was funny. My husband was so worried that I had fallen somewhere. Is it really going to be in my first one? No, I cannot find it. I bet I lost it in the abyss. I could do a little mixing if I had to. I had to have my husband go in the back there and grab things. He's got longer arms. He's like, I can't reach that. I'm like, why not? You're long. Help me. I'm short. It's your job when you're married to me. Okay, well, I'm going to use espresso and just lighten it up a little. That's what I'm going to do. Well, that is if I can find some white. That is definitely not it. All right. I was like, what? I couldn't find that little mixer stick. It's right in front of me. Nice. All right, gonna grab some of the espresso and put it in here and mix it. My plate is that was a little dry. I just want a little bit lighter. Maybe even, I really want, what in the world? Where in the world would be? I don't know why I'm missing. I know camel would be like the perfect color, but I'm missing it. So who knows? I had a, all right. Where did my, little white? I had a little white squeegee out here, didn't I? Oh, right in front of me. Nice job. Does anybody else do that? Like, you could lose your mind if it wasn't attached. I don't know how this is going to look. I think this is a little darker than I'm wanting. You could always go back over it with camel when you find it. Camel might have like a little bit more orange tones to it. All right, let's see. And again, peel really slow. And that's because of my backing. I want to get, I missed the end of my stalk here, so I'm going to go back on it. It's my own mix here. Espresso and bright white together. Not too bad. I think it's very pretty, don't you? Love it. Wheat is going to be a big deal here. No delivery. My deliveries don't come till afternoon, so never fear. Never fear. It is not here yet. Never fear. All right. I think I'm just going to overlap by a little here. Well, no, I'm going to give it its own space. And rather than get, it's really stuck too. All right. Should have dried that, but I didn't. It's all right. All right, we're going to do this in espresso. I'm going to get this down. Oops. Espresso and some other mix here. It's got a wrinkle in it. And then comes the tricky part. I I'm going to try to watercolor. You guys are witnessing it. Good thing this is a trash to treasure. Although, you know, it wasn't free. I love me a good trash to treasure of $0. Like if you saw my rubber boot for the garden, that's my favorite kind. All right, so we're starting out kind of dark, I think, but it's going to be okay because we're going to do some coloring in. And then I'll probably go back over it to outline it again. So I'll be using this corn twice on the same spot, but I'll have to wash it in between and let it dry. So you might not see that final one, so stay tuned. Make sure you pay attention to all my places. Speaking of which, a little plug, I guess. Let's see. Pulling this way because I got it coming this way. Ugh. Big chunk came off. I'll show you this. So you can see it. The difference. This was my white and espresso. This is my espresso there. Kind of wish. Oh, there is an acorn. And this gourd does, I don't think it fits. The pumpkin, see, I could have done like pumpkin behind it, maybe. What do you think? Kind of think this is empty right here. What do you guys think? I'm thinking hard about this, you guys. Hey, Peggy. I'm thinking about putting a pumpkin on there, too. Any opinions? I love me a pumpkin. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if that pumpkin kind of does kind of fit there better. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna what I'm gonna do. Is that stuck? It's on this side. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try very hard not to go over too far. All right, so we want a little green for the top of the pumpkin. Oops, that's not the green. That is too bright. All right, I think this is pesto. It's probably one of my favorites. Oh, it's moss. We're gonna do moss, and then I think I'm gonna do this rust color for the pumpkin. I think this was a temporary color. Yeah, see, I thought it needed something in the middle too. I'm gonna try a pumpkin. You guys, you know how I am. I thought I was like just gonna do the corn, so I hadn't planned on doing the wheat, but then I was tempted by the wheat. Do you guys ever do that? Like, this is live video of me changing my mind a lot. I apologize for the interruption in my thought process. You get to witness it live, that's for sure. So I'm just using this little tool to kind of like a paintbrush. I'm trying anyway. I'm not very good at this, but I think it's going to have some forgiveness for it. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully. We can always lay back over it again with the transfer and redo it a little bit. Okay, so we got that down. And then very quickly, I'm going to do the moss. Oops. I don't knock everything over on my surface here. I do like this rust color though. Oh my gosh, I can't get it open. Moss is, oh, thankfully it's not dried up at all. That's good. So I'm just going to do the stem in the moss. There we go. I'm not going to put that back in, and then we're going to very carefully peel that away. And I'm going to check as we're going too to make sure I got that pumpkin in there right. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, I did it. I totally did it. Are you guys impressed or what? I'm pretty impressed with myself. Don't you agree? What do you think? Is that what it needed? Of course, I got orange down here. What is that? I spilled orange. No, not that. I better get some water on my moss because it looks kind of dry. No, no, no. No orange there. I'm going to grab a new wipe and see if I can't dab it off. Thank you. It did definitely need something in the middle. So that was kind of how you do it. As far as when you've got something, it would have been easier to lay the pumpkin down first had I thought through there. So I'm just going to keep dabbing at it till that orange. Go toward the black. Wipe towards the black. See how that, if I would have wiped on the white, it would have moved the black onto it. Oy, am I messy today or what? See another little orange right there. All right, so these are pretty, like, not very much depth to them. So now what I want to do is do a little bit of mixing. And I don't know why I have only one little tray here because I have like 5 million of them in the house. I don't know where they all went, the used ones. Okay, so we're just gonna grab a brush, and of course I'm gonna get it a little wet so it can be, and I want to do, what color is this? Saffron, kind of like that yellow. Ooh, it's been a while since I've used saffron, so I'm just gonna actually grab, oops, I grabbed, oh no, I didn't, I thought I had brown on that. I'm gonna start with the lighter one and try to just tap because I don't want to smear it. And if these become, what should I say? If these become activated and do smear a little, or if they look a little faint, it's okay. I can come back and relay that over the top. I think it's going to be okay. But the saffron is beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that corn of cob. Can you see that? So all I did was just that center part, just kind of dabbed it. You don't want to go too much. It's okay if it's darker and lighter. Doesn't have to be even because that's kind of the look we're going for. And then I'm thinking about, I think I'm going to go into, I don't know, saucy maybe is too red. Maybe I'll come back to this rust and just use the same orange. And you can use whatever colors you want. You could do whatever you like. I kind of like this the way it is. And I'm just using the same brush. Try to get some of that saffron off of it. And we want to get some of the rust into our brush, but still be a little watery, but not too watery. All the things you want to think about. So I'm just wanting to sort of just go around the outside edge here with the darker color of rust. And then I want to do a little bit of blending. And I'm telling you, I've never done this. I'm making this up as I go. There's no right or wrong. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at painting. I have carpal tunnel, so if you're sitting there saying, I can't do that because my arms hurt, I agree. So far, though, you know, I'm not doing anything so tight on my wrist that it's causing. Okay, so now what I just did was orange around the outside, and I'm going to try to blend that in a little bit. I think I might take a little, usually I use this for getting, no, just get into that. It's kind of got like a sponge on the end. I use it for picking up things, but I think I want to just use it to do a little bit of blending here. Because I don't want like white areas in there. I want it to blend in. And I don't want like a big orange line around the yellow either. I want it to sort of grab onto it. And let's get some more, maybe some little bit of saffron into that. So I'm just trying to blend it a little. I just want it to look more rounded, like it's real. This is another one that I've got. Everything's coming apart on me because it's so dry. So 2 weeks ago when I was doing home health care, one of the girls sat in one of my old wooden chairs and broke the leg off. Now, I've had it kind of not out, this chair. I had it kind of sitting in the living room where it wasn't really getting full sat on kind of thing. Anyway, but they brought it out for whatever reason, put it at the table. She sat in it, and it like totally broke one of the legs off. Makes me sad because I have had it out trying to get my husband. I'm just tapping this. There's nothing like, I don't know. You guys tell me. What do you think? I'm pretty impressed with my own painting. So this is a longer project because I had to do the frame and the surface. So, you know, if you did this in parts or if you just used one of our regular surfaces for this, the thing I was like kind of, so anyway, this, I haven't finished my story. I'll come back to it here. Trust me, I will. So anyway, and I'm going to get just a tad of that or that rust into the rest of it too. I'm tapping it in there because I think this looks too barren. I think it looks too yellow. I just want it to look like the kernels are rounded, or like, you know, you could put some brown in too and make it look like it's Indian corn, but there's brown in the other part. And I actually think this looks pretty good the way it is. I do think maybe we need some watered down brown going in the leaves. So anyway, this poor chair was from my grandma, and I had stripped it years ago before we moved here. And I'm just wetting up some of this paint that I used on the wheat because it's kind of dry, but I'm using that lighter paint to just do like paint in the lines or try. I'm not good at it, remember? And that'll kind of tie it into this wheat. So anyway, I had stripped it, but then I knew it needed some sturdying up, and I couldn't do the sturdying up, so I had it, you know, in a pile for my husband to do. I bring it out, say, can you do this? Yeah, I'll get to it. It never gets to. Anyway, needless to say, it's been in the house. She sat and I broke the leg entirely off. Like, there is no fixing this leg whatsoever. It is cracked to pieces. And, ooh, that's kind of, a little bit of orange just got into that stalk. Isn't that pretty? And I do think the camel would be a better color. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why. I don't know why camel always comes through. So anyway, I came home 2 weeks ago from being gone, and I wasn't here when it got broken, and they had all gotten over their fear, I guess. Didn't really say anything. I did see that the leg was missing, so they stood it up at the table without the leg there. And it sat there for a couple of days. And then one day I was helping her do her sewing. I was standing there. I got tired. I just absentmindedly sat down on the chair, and boom, it totally squashed to pieces underneath me. And so now I have all these pieces of this chair from my grandmother that are not going to go back into a chair formation whatsoever, unfortunately. It is what it is. So now I'm thinking about all the ways. I think I'm going to make some rustic Christmas ornaments for my kids from my grandma's chair. And I actually think I have both my grandma's chairs. And they've all kind of gone, they're all falling apart because it's so dry. This is where it comes from. It's so dry, it keeps falling apart. So I'm just going in the white areas and just coloring it in just very gently. As you can see, this is not like, I am not an artist. I do not know what I'm doing. That is my precursor. But what do you think? I think that looks good. Do you think the wheat needs something? Does the wheat need more? That's the question. Maybe a little bit, just to give it. You don't have to fill these in. Like I said, the detail on these are so gorgeous that seriously, all you need to do is you could do this all in black, or you could have a black surface and do it all in white, and it would look like some sort of advertisement that was put out for the purpose of selling, like a farmer's market or fresh, fall harvest. Farmer's market. It looked like a normal sign from the farmer's market. I'm actually kind of liking this, where I'm just kind of tapping. I'm not adding any new paint to this because it's water based and my brush is wet. It's just adding from the color that I have there. So it does have a little bit of an orange hue to it. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? I will take a picture of this so that you can see it closer. My rust definitely needs a little bit of water help. If you put the water in before you close them up, it'll just sit there and it will incorporate into your paste, and you open it up. It's usually pretty magical. All right, so I got that. We got that. I need to do some repairs on my brushes because I don't want to waste them. I don't know about you guys, but put the saffron away. Saffron was a little bit on the dry side too. It's been a while. It's been since last fall. Pretty much for these fall colors. I love the fall colors. Do you guys love fall? Probably one of my favorite time. It is my favorite season, fall is. I think this is so beautiful. I'm so excited. I maybe stuck my painted frame. I might leave it just because it's a little bit rustic looking. I don't know. What do you guys think about my frame? What do you think about my frame? Now, how do I get that back in there? Without scratching it or bending it the wrong way. That would be bad. What do you guys think? Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I think I did a pretty good work of art. What do you guys think? I'm so excited about it. I really am, because I am not a painter. I am not a painter. And I only planned on doing the corn because I thought the corn is going to be all I could take on. But I think this turned out pretty good. And you can see, like, I may do like some wax. I don't know what I'm going to do to the frame. I may do another coat. Who knows? I'm not exactly sure what to do to the frame, but I kind of like that it is a little bit rustic-ish. I had thought about, like, one of the things I could do is use that sea spray on there and just put some surface on it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's so cute. I really love it. I think it needs to, I think it would have just been easier to take all those things out, the little pokey things, but you get the idea. Isn't it cute? I think it is just adorable. If you were concerned about this coming off, you could wax it again or just clear coat it. I've done that plenty. But for $3, that is my trash to treasure. I'm pretty excited. I will take a picture for you so that you can see it. I think it's great. I'm super excited. And if you're interested in it, I can sell it too. So let me know. Oh, all the things. So tomorrow, class at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. No, 8 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Mountain time. There's going to be some new things. There's some surprises from Chalk Couture. I don't even know all of it, but if you like kind of the farmhouse look, that's my hint. Thanks for seeing it all the way to the end. We will see you tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Do all the things. Have a great and blessed day, and keep on crafting.